If you could make anything in the world, what would you make? And why? Think about it. I had this question posed to me about a year ago, and it was probably one of the most difficult questions I ever encountered. What would you make if you could make anything?
3D printing is the process of extruding plastic layer by layer to create a three-dimensional object.
So we set it up, first print out of it, I did the whole shin, and lo and behold, I think it was less than 2 weeks that I printed out everything that you see on that Colony suit. I didn't have one failed build on the entire suit, and the end result was exactly what we needed.
Here at Napa New Technology High School, students are working with 3D printers to help them visualize concepts such as geometry. Instead of listening to lectures all the time, students at this high school work on projects so they can really apply what they learn. The combination of projects and technology keeps students excited about learning.
When you're teaching someone, and you get a reward when you see that little light bulb light up and they go, oh, I get it. But when you're teaching this way and they build something and they are so proud of it.
Other students design objects in Google SketchUp, run them through a software program called Makerware, and watch as the printer executes their designs with melted plastic.
You can actually see and touch and feel what you've created, what you've printed, and it kind of gives you a better sense of what's really going on.
He and his classmates have already used the 3D printer to create components for their projects. And in the future,
we're looking at being able to take a series of photographs of someone's head and then model that and be able to actually print a bust of their head. I mean, how cool would that be?
The coolest part of his class is watching students tackle challenges.
So where did this come from? What exactly is 3D printing? Well, if you look at it from a technical standpoint, 3D printing is basically a technology that lays materials one layer at a time, and it can be any material that you want. Plastic, metal, and it creates an object. I encountered this technology about 4 years ago, actually. But the moment I encountered that technology, I realized that the world was going to be a very different place than what it is today. And quite frankly, as time went on, I was very unhappy. I actually started to question whether or not I wanted to make things that only had about a small half-life. And could I do something more with it? Could I do something more with my creativity? You know what else I discovered? I discovered also that our students were really, really good with technology. Every one of us have a mobile device, and every one of us know how to use it. Some of you have brothers and sisters that all know how to use a mobile phone better than they can tie their own shoes. And I discovered that within our students as well. So what exactly is this printer? What exactly is this technology? The project was, okay, if you can make anything, what would you make? And I asked that same question to them. How about you find a problem and solve that problem? Well, I can't do that. How am I going to do that? Well, let's see. So we actually ended up creating this really cool stand inspired by Roman architecture, and you can put your glasses on it, and they even brand it in themselves. And that's really, really cool. Medicine. Hey, can we teach medicine or medical terminology in our classes? Yes, you can, definitely can. So in one of our medical classes, we actually had a student have some difficulty learning posterior, anterior, all those words that basically you create or learn in medical terminology. So we actually decided to print a skull, and we used that skull as a visual aid to basically make it interactive and allow students to basically understand how to use that part. I thought that was really cool, right? Because that's, you can actually print this, and it's super accurate, right? It has so much detail that it's really, really an amazing piece that we printed in the classroom. Amazing piece that we printed in the classroom. But you might be asking, okay, so how do you print it? How do you put this all together? How do you do that? Okay, it's really easy. It's a software, okay? It's all in the software. There's a program out there, and this is a really cool software. It's based on adding and subtracting shapes. You can actually start designing today and start putting together designs. Do you need to have a printer? No. There's actually an option where you can actually send it to another company to print for you, and they'll ship it out to you. But what this does is that it actually shows how easy the software is. So our student here, both ladies, 6th graders, they come in and they learned it on their own. That's another thing that's really cool too. You don't need to be an expert in learning how to use this stuff. All you need to do is have an idea. You need to have a vision. Do you have something that's worth pursuing? Do you have an idea? Do you want to make something? Or better yet, can you make something? Absolutely. We made a trumpet mouthpiece. Okay. What do you mean? What's that have to do with anything? Can we help students create a trumpet mouthpiece because they can't afford it? They're $30 or $40. They can't get it right away. It takes days for it to deliver. You know what? Let's try. We found a really amazing website that has all these designs available for you. There's a community of people out there that actually create things and make them and put them up online because they believe they can do it too. And we were able to download this file and actually get it out to our students. You can't afford it, you don't have to worry about it. We gave this and it was free to our kids. And it actually sounds just like a trumpet. Let me show you. And that was it. They just needed an idea. So what exactly is the future of this? What does this hold? Well, for me, I think this is going to open up a ton of opportunities for my students.